Tonight's conversation started with a sentence we've all heard floating around the internet. I'll step into my femininity when I find a masculine man. Now, on the surface, it sounds harmless, even poetic, depending on who you follow online. But if you sit with that sentence for a moment, something interesting happens. Because what that statement really implies is that a woman's femininity can be activated by the right man, meaning it's conditional. But here's the part nobody really interrogates. Men are rarely given the same luxury. Men are expected to show up masculine regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the woman, regardless of the environment, regardless of whether the relationship is reciprocal or not. A man does not get to say, I'll step into my masculinity when I meet a feminine woman. Because the moment he says that, the room gets quiet. Tonight, we're unpacking why that is. Why masculinity is often treated as a permanent requirement, while femininity is sometimes framed as a conditional response. And the real question is this: are we actually asking for balance in relationships, or are we asking men to carry a role women are no longer required to match? What a day, what a day, what a weekend, what a weekend. What's good,
What
Symphony? How are
a
you?
weekend. Good evening, Rhythm.
How's it
I'm
going?
good. I'm good.
Good to
It's
see your
been
face.
it's been a wild ride, but I'm enjoying it.
Before we start today, I do want to say our last video, um, it received so much attention and it was just a conversation that I feel like we needed to have. I want to say the new groove of Ashes and Influence is starting conversations that otherwise would not happen
Hmm.
between me, I'm a specific Black men and Black women. And it has to start somewhere. So if
Yes,
it's starting with Ashes and Influence, I'm super good with that.
we're here for it.
We definitely here for it. I
Trailblazers.
That's gonna be the goal. I'm just gonna start bringing people up. Like this is where we at. Everybody's here, and I'm glad to see everybody. Train, Chuck, Pablo, Miss Yielded. Thank you guys so
Hey
much.
y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
hey,
going on?
what's
What's
happening?
going on?
How's
Yeah, I
everyone
know.
doing this afternoon?
Good, good, good. I know some of us are smoking, and some of us are not. That is no shade, but because the ashes part of African influence is needed as well. Train, if you want to tell me what you're smoking, I'm open to hearing it.
Yeah, cool. How y'all doing this afternoon?
All right, all
Hey
right.
y'all.
Yeah.
Hello.
So I got the Southern Draw Rose of Sharon.
Mm.
Nice, mild burn, uh, long lasting, smooth.
Okay.
It pairs good with a Basil Hayden or a cognac.
In fairness, everything with you pairs well with basil heat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. 1738. You know.
Basil Hayden is a good drink.
Yeah.
Excellent. Pablo, what you smoking on today?
Hey, this is a Perdermo I picked up on my 5 mile walk on the way back.
Nice.
I can't remember exactly which one it is. I like it was a quick grab. I got it just for this occasion.
Nice, nice. We
Nice. Thank you.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it.
I am enjoying before you all came on, I was telling Train and Symphony, this is probably the freshest para El Sapo that I've had. This is a upsetters brand. You know anything about upsetters brand, it gives very aromatic, very
Hmm.
fragrant, nice medium body, mild to medium body smoke. Um I think I was supposed to give this to you yesterday, Train, but I'm glad I held on to it.
Good. You owe me one. You owe me one.
And to the non-smokers, y'all are welcome here as well. I'm going to jump right into it, y'all. This
I am
is slated
smoking
for
Eli's finest, if you must
what
know. I am smoking Eli's finest.
Eli's finest. I don't even want to get into that with y'all. It's aromatic as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good book.
So because I'm not smoking, you don't ask me anything about cigars. I mean, that's how we do this. That's
I
how this go.
absolutely do. I don't want to. I don't want you feeling left out.
I
Have
already
you
see how this is gonna go.
have you ever been interested in smoking cigars? You ever been to a
Let me
lounge?
just give you a little known yielded fact, okay?
I
So
can't
I
hear
don't
you.
smoke, but I do like to sniff cigars. Don't judge, don't talk about me. I mean, and I like to smell them unlit,
I
okay?
can't hear
So
you.
that's my cigar stuff, okay? So I go in a humidor and I will sniff cigars. So
So
don't
you
judge.
want to know you want to know what yielded on an honest to God deal? Like walking into a humidor is probably one of my
Yeah.
favorite things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I got it so down packed now I can. Oh, it's too cold in here. They got the
Uh-huh.
temperature
Uh-huh.
set wrong.
See, I don't know all of that. I don't know nothing about it. I just like to go in there and pick it up and smell it and be like, oh, this one smells, oh, this one stinks. And I want to leave out because I don't want to smell them burning and none of that. So, don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I walked into cigar life probably about 2.5, almost 3 years ago now. And if I'd ever known that it was as relaxing of a hobby as it is, I likely would have never known how great not only the sticks are, but the community and the camaraderie
Gotcha.
that comes inside of the cigar community is
Yeah.
almost unmatched.
Rhythm and blues. We glad we got you away from them Paul Malls.
That is hilarious.
Don't play with my
You
friend.
think he's funny, Yielded?
Don't
He's
play with my friend.
That is hilarious. Palma.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Stephanie up
Oh
that
my
game.
God. We slated for an hour, y'all, but this conversation will go where it goes. Y'all know because of the setup. If you have to leave, just excuse yourself, say goodbye to us, and we will see you next time. But I want to get right into this conversation because I don't know where it's going to go. Chuck, I'm going to start with you. When you hear the term masculine man, what's the first trait that comes to your mind?
Bill payer.
Mm. That's crazy. Yielded. Same question for you. When you hear masculine man, what's the first trait that comes to mind?
Divine purpose.
Pablo,
I can't hear yielded, but
uh,
the first trait that comes to my mind is leader.
leader. So Pablo, I'm going to ask you to go out and come back in. You'll probably pick up on her mic the next time you come back in. Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right, I got you. Train. First
So what
trait
I
you
hear,
hear.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
First trait that comes to mind when you hear masculine man.
Cornerstone,
Mm,
foundation.
mm. Symphony.
I think Train kind of stole my idea. But that's kind of what I was thinking. Like when I hear masculine, I think of foundation. I think of precedence, um, and leadership, as someone said. Yeah, I agree with those
Yeah, and
descriptions.
for me, it's always going to be leadership. I think it was Jill Scott who said, "If you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you
Absolutely.
can't tell me what to do, then you cannot tell me what to do." Do you believe masculinity? And this is whoever jumps in. Do you believe masculinity is something that a man is, or something that he performs?
I
I must
believe
say
that it
the
is.
term masculine is contradictory, and some of these answers are contradictory. I think there's some cat going on because when you hear masculine energy, most oftentimes it's associated with toxicity. Leader
Mm,
and cornerstone is not what's associated in our community when you hear masculine energy. It's
You're
associated
right.
with who's going to pay the bills, who's going to do this, who's going to do that. So if we're going to have a conversation, let's have an honest conversation.
So what I'll say is maybe they're speaking to what they would
Personal.
like. Right.
For
Or
me,
personal experience.
I'm just speaking personally. You asked me my opinion about what
Yeah.
I think masculinity is. In the community, if you ask me, if I'm talking to, say, a group of women, a panel of women, I'm pretty sure there'll be an array of responses. Some women who think that masculinity is just physical. Oh, he's gonna be 6 foot tall, he has muscles, and this, that, and the third. That's masculine to them. Or he is just an aggressive male. That's masculine to them. You know, and some women, they see that in a man, and if he shows any vulnerability at all, he's no longer masculine anymore. You
Hmm.
know, now
With
he's
that
acting
being said,
sassy.
I think it depends on the kind of woman.
That's what I'm talking about. So it
Yeah,
depends on who you're asking,
hmm
what kind of response you're gonna get. Not necessarily about trying to cap or anything, but trying to. If you asking me, what does it mean to me when I hear the word masculinity? Growing up in the era that I grew up in, I'm 54. So when I hear masculinity, I'm thinking about the males in my family. I had 9 uncles, and I got an array of brothers. I don't even have a sister, but so I grew up around this energy all the time, and that's what it looked like to me. It
So
looked.
we definitely talking about expectations of the male figure
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah.
household and society. A lot of things can spin from that based
Yeah.
off of
Definitely.
expectations
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
of a man, whether
Yeah.
it's in the house, whether how he's out on the street, how he carries himself, how he moves. It can spin different directions.
Yo, then I'm gonna come back to you. Masculinity, something that he is or something that he performs.
Masculinity is an identity.
Hmm.
It is who he is. And
Hmm.
it shouldn't be altered or steered based on the interactions of the opposite sex.
Gotcha. Does it look a certain way? Does it feel a certain way?
For me personally, I think putting masculinity and male together is repetition, because a
Yeah.
man is masculine, and when you start going in with this masculine energy and all of that, now we're creating categories, we're creating groups, we're creating expectations, and we're steering away from, again, what my original word was: divine structure, divine purpose.
I like it. Thank you. Symphony, can femininity exist without masculinity present?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think femininity should exist, whether or not masculinity is present at all. You
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
always be in your feminine energy, or you should
That's
always
it.
be feminine, no matter who's around. It's like what you do when nobody's watching. You're always woman, you're always female, you should always be feminine,
Mhm.
and you should want to be that for you. We with the difference between the male and the female, you have men growing up, coming up as boys, always being told to act like a man, be a man, do this like a man, do even as a
Right.
boy,
I
even
ain't
as
gonna be no punk.
right. You got to be a man at all times. But when I look at today, women don't aren't teaching their children or their young girls to act like a lady, act like a woman, be feminine, be girly, and it's okay for you to be all of that. I want you to be all of that. It's like we're not rearing them up in that manner anymore,
So
to
we're
be.
gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that later in the conversation because just like you said that they're not being taught how to be ladies. I think the same group of women who are always on that men ain't shit or I'll be masculine when I'll be feminine when he's masculine. They're also raising the boys
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
got to be accounted for. So not right
yeah.
now. But we gonna get there. Chuck, I'm coming back to you. Can femininity exist without masculinity present?
Sure. It is a nature. The nature of a woman is to be soft. Because when you hear women speak today, they always tell you how soft they want to be. I want to be in my soft girl era. So if it's the nature of a woman to be soft and feminine, then it should exist without the presence of a male.
Pablo, what is something that is just like regular life stuff that people will label as masculinity or a masculine trait? Just really being a basic adult.
Um, I believe what his name Chuck. I believe that was you that said they expect us to pay the bills, right? So definitely being masculine, I do believe a masculine man is able to pay the bill. We'll open the door for a woman. They don't believe in the whole
Chivalry.
yeah, chivalry is not dead to a masculine man, but here's the thing. A masculine man has no problem with chivalry when it comes to a feminine woman. When a feminine woman walks into the room, the masculine men already know. Like it's an energy. It makes the man want to pull the chair out for her before she sit down, you
Mm-hmm.
know, stuff like that.
Yeah, like
I think I like
sorry, go ahead.
I think I like what Yildiz said. Like masculine male is redundant. If you are a man, you are a man. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't say real diamonds. They tell you it's cubic zirconia. So why do we have to keep identifying what is masculine and what is male? If you are a man, you are a man, and men move
Yeah,
out.
if it's
Yeah.
real, it's going to show. It's just going to show. Train, do
Mm-hmm.
you think men get emotional grace in relationships the same way women do?
It's not how should I say? It's not expected for a man to show his weakness. So when it comes to uh, grace, uh, whether you call it sensitivity or whatever, it's up to that woman that he's with to welcome that. But it can't be shown to all women.
It's not for everybody. It's not safe. It's not
Right.
safe. Is that it? Like it's not safe to be
Exactly.
vulnerable with all women?
You're not supposed to. And women shouldn't be vulnerable with all men.
Hmm,
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
Right. I,
Yielded.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think
I
men get
think
emotional grace?
I think in a relationship, it kind of depends. Somebody said it earlier, who you're with or where that interaction stems from. But being feminine or being masculine is a responsibility and not an active reaction. So you're a man every day you wake up and breathe. I'm a woman every day I wake up and breathe. And it should not be altered or steered by external factors. So
My
who I
God.
am is who I am. And
My
I think sometimes those safety nets or those societal norms cause individuals to have to adjust and sometimes shrink in a room. Your masculine energy is too much or your feminine energy is too much. But again, that grace is steered from the interaction or the relationship or the environment that you put yourself in. And so if you got to shrink in a room, maybe that's not your room.
So
You
I'll
know.
mm-hmm.
tell you, women who have conversations the way that we're having this conversation right now, Yielded, they are typically referred to as pick me women
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
because
I
they
just heard that term like for the first time like last month, and I'm like, baby, what is that? Y'all gonna stop throwing these categories out here and trying to
they
group
got
me.
a category for everything.
I don't like it. Mm-mm.
Well, it
Don't
seemed to
label me.
me, like all the women with logic are called pygmies.
Yep,
Like
yep.
if you are a logical woman not living in delusion, then you a pygmy.
That, there goes that D word again. There goes the D word again.
Or it's
It's
a woman who's experienced being in the presence of men, so you know how to navigate being with men. A lot of
yeah,
women in today's society are telling men how to be men, and they haven't been married, and their dad wasn't in their lives. Symphony, you have 9 brothers and a dad. You've been around men your entire life, so your outlook is always going to be different. But it's
I
a
say
lot
the
of women today that never been around a man.
Yeah, they haven't had that experience of a
Yeah.
I
of
say
a
the train all the
spouse.
time. Like I'm typically the only or one of the only women in the lounge when it's all them. And he said to me on an occasion, like, that's a gift. Not every woman can be in a room like that with a group of men having conversation, not getting in their feelings. He like, that's a gift. And to me, I'm looking at it as I don't ever want to be the only woman in a room full of men. So
Right.
because I know who I am, I know what my energy gives, and that energy in a group of men, I don't know how it can be taken. So I try not to put myself in situations like that. But like I said, I had a conversation with him recently, and he like kind of just reassured me, like, this is not abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some
It's
women
not.
can't do this at all.
You're secure in your femininity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my shit. That's my
That's
shit.
that's going back to that soft girl era or that soft life. So that being said, what does soft life actually mean to y'all when y'all hear that word soft life? What does that mean?
Mm.
What do you think of? What comes to mind when you hear, say, someone actually being in a soft life or
Well,
having
I
a
mean,
soft life?
to me, well, when I hear women say I'm in my soft girl era, that automatically tells me you ain't never been there. You ain't never
Mm,
been there. If it's
Mm-hmm.
an
mm,
era, then that's not something you're accustomed to,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't need. You probably don't know how to maneuver.
in that
In
space.
Yeah.
exactly because that era, it's not a light switch.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
If you
Yeah.
were
mm.
if you were in your soft girl era now, that sounds like you were in your masculine era before. So
I
so
think
But
if
do
it
you think that they can do you think that there's a transition that can happen from one to a other to another
I
it
with
all
think it'll
depends
take
on the setting. Just
yeah.
like
uh-huh.
Chuck said, some of them aren't experienced with being raised by men, and they had to step up and play both roles.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So when a woman comes and says she's in her soft girl era, that may be the fact that she may have found someone she's getting relief. She have found that masculine man to step up and do his part so that she can be soft.
So
But
quickly, and then I'm
the
coming
thing
to
is,
you.
from what I'm
Sorry.
seeing, I'm sorry. A lot of the women that say that are single. Like I don't hear the women who got a man say I'm in
Mm.
my soft girl era. A lot of
Yeah.
them are single and looking for one.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
So
yeah.
instead
quick.
of having an era, they have a life, a soft life.
Hmm.
So
This is who I
quickly, so then
am,
and
this
then
is
I'm.
who I've always been, and they may have been that having a soft girl life or having a soft life may simply be that this is who she was before the man showed up. She didn't wait on
Mm,
him
Yeah.
to show up to become soft.
Yep.
It
mm.
wasn't him, it wasn't because he was masculine that made her soft. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is it
So
a negative word?
I don't think it's negative. I'll tell
It
you,
shouldn't be.
Right.
Symphony and I were talking about a show that was based on the soft girl life, and a question that we asked in that brainstorming tank was, "Are any of us living a soft girl life?" And it took me a couple days to think on it, and I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. Excuse me. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, AJ. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the panel. You can jump right in." But I sat and thought to myself, I was raised by my grandparents. Like, my grandfather was a very strong presence in my home. They were very traditional. Like, there were certain things that young ladies did not do in that home. And there were certain things that the males who were in the home were absolutely responsible for, right? So I went from their house to a house with my then husband, who is Chuck's my ex, y'all. If nobody knows that, but I went in the house with Charles, and I was still not doing anything, any of the things. Like, our relationship was from the threshold out was his deal, and from the threshold in, I took care of everything inside. And so now in this space of divorce, even still not so hard because I had been living a soft girl life for the last 40, 42 years. And even now, like, my son ain't gonna let me take no trash out. He drive
Mhm.
40 minutes a week to make sure I ain't got to carry no trash out. Charles will still come down here. I had an issue with my washing machine. I tried. I did try. I probably did a little bit more than try.
I was on the
But
phone with you when you were trying.
but ultimately, Charles came to, just to guide me through it. I got through it. It was water everywhere, whatever. But my answer was like, I've always lived the soft life. And I think because it just became a term on social media is what had me questioning it. I've never been, and I try not to be harsh, demeaning, emasculating towards Black men specifically. That's my thing because that's
Right.
been my experience. Um, but I'm always trying to be soft. Like I know the trials that Black men face when they walk out the door every
Absolutely.
single day.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be added to their trials. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I went on for a little bit there, but yielded.
Yes.
What does soft life actually mean to you?
Again, y'all teaching me all of these new terms because I don't ascribe to the labels. I don't group. I don't jump into those things. And I think kind of where Symphony was going a little bit earlier, and you said we're gonna kind of jump back to that. I think it becomes principle and foundation because who I am is not performance based. I don't curtail or change or move based on my external factors. My foundation is set. When you build a house, you build a firm foundation. And
From the
because
bottom
the storm comes or the wind blow, the house doesn't turn into a teepee. The house is still a house. It's not an igloo after, a cold storm. So if you build your identity in those childhood years when these morals and standards and identification is established, then you know who you are no matter who comes into your space, your place, your face, whatever you want to call it. You know who you are and you continue to be that way. And it's very common that women can become feminine when a man comes around. And I always share this analogy of oysters. All oysters, when they're formed, produced, born, whatever, however they come to be, are masculine. And they're able to pivot into a feminine oyster based on the environment. So if the environment is safe, then they're able to become feminine. But again, for us as humans, us as women, we are born and identified. We have gender reveals nowadays.
yeah,
Unfortunately, you can change your identity, after the gender reveal. But back to where I was going. Women are identified as women and men as well. But we can't say that because a masculine man comes along, now I'm feminine. Because femininity is not, it just brings out, when that man comes along, it brings out that characteristic. It allows it to enhance. It allows, like lash extensions. Your lashes get longer, but they already existed. So
they're
it
already
already existed. And now you're able to embrace it more, show it more. But again, it's still just a characteristic being developed in that particular environment or in that particular relationship. So you're always a woman. And so I don't know about this soft girl era. That's all I know how to be. Hey, listen, when my hair's straight, when my hair, nappy like it is now, I'm still a girl. When it's pulled under a ball cap, I'm still a girl. I'm a girl every day. But it ends in Y. And it is not contingent on anything other than when the doctor spanked me on my butt and said it's a girl.
It's
That's
a
it. That's
girl.
all.
It's a girl. And
That's
Is,
it.
is
go ahead,
masculinity taught? Is masculinity taught?
oh,
Yes.
so that's gonna be a question for the men. AJ,
I definitely believe it is. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
What's
AJ.
the question?
is masculinity a thing that's taught?
Absolutely. You have to. Yeah, it takes a little boy around men, true men, and you have to show an example, right? I'm a professed child of God, so I look at everything through God's eyes and His intention for us to be the best men, best women we can be, right? And so everything is done by example, right? So there's no way I could have been the dude I am without the multiple men in my life. My dad later, when he stepped back in, all my uncles, my granddads, the men in the military and things like that, and the old men, because I was blessed to be raised by 3 generations back. Everyone that raised me was born in the 1800s. Okay, right? So, and they all died between 99 and 103. So they all got to see me grow up. And so that's who raised me. And so it was old school. And so, yeah, you have to teach a boy what it means to be a boy, what it means to be a lad, what it means to be a young man, what it means to be a man. My son's 29, and we spend time together every week. And I am constantly trying to be an example of him, because I realized after my kids are grown, they're 31 and 29, but I'm like, wow, they're still watching.
Absolutely.
They're still
Absolutely.
watching, especially my boy. And he's very observant and he's very high spectrum, right? And he's an engineer and everything, but he is very quiet, but he watches. And I'm like, shoot, I can't misstep, man. Right?
Still got to be in step with that.
Yeah. So how's a boy supposed to be a man? If he's raised by women, what is he going to be? Feminine. He's going to react feminine. He's going to go off the handle, become emotionally dysregulated, right? Scream, holler, throw crap. You know, how's a man supposed to handle an argument?
Well, I beg to differ just a little bit,
all right,
AJ, because I was raised by a single woman in the streets of DC.
Come on, talk about it, sir.
And she was raised by strong, her father, her grandfather, my great grandfather, and so forth. So what that woman instilled in me, her expectations of a man, is what drew me to grow the way I grew. Now, the military had a lot to do with it as well. But again, it goes based off of the foundation. Our households have lost a lot of the foundation of what is expected from a man. Somebody talked about opening up the door for a woman. The basic stuff of what a man should do for a woman. There's basic things that a woman should do for a man as well. So that foundation stayed throughout my upbringing. So a woman can raise a man. I don't know.
You think
why
so?
People say, yeah. I'm
a living witness, sir. You're looking at a miracle right here.
I'm a prime example.
All right.
Come for me, AJ.
All right.
But it's great. Along my way, I found strong men to learn from.
So your mom did it right.
That's what I did.
Yeah, your mom did
I was
right.
raised by a single mom of five. Right?
Yeah.
And
but
she had expectations.
Yeah, she had four brothers. She had my four uncles. One of my granddads I was close with, and then the old men. But from age 5 to 11, I wasn't with them. I was with the old folks. And I was the only kid amongst all these old people on this plot of land in multiple houses, and I was the child labor, right?
Go get the remote control, AJ. Go get that remote.
Right on. But A-Train, I'm with you, dog. I'm with you. But you still you got to have those guys, those pivotal guys. There was a report I saw last year, and it had to do with young men that go into the incarceration, whatever, and they thought that they did all these data points and they tracked it for years, for decades, and they thought that the only way young men stayed out of trouble was that they had to have a father in the house. But what they found from the data was that there needed to be solid fathers in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that made the difference. Not necessarily in the house, but somewhere around the boys.
Yeah.
I definitely agree in that, AJ and Train. AJ, you kind of struck me a little bit when you say a woman can't raise a man, because I got fine young. I'm ready to fight now. No,
his hair grow.
Tiffany, what did I say? What did I say? I asked a question. I didn't make a statement.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to come for you, but in all seriousness, again, that foundation is the key, because I raised two boys alone, and being able to be a feminine woman, I'm not touching a doorknob. We're gonna stand there for the next 10 minutes until you grasp this concept. This door should be opened by you. There are certain things that I expect from a man. And so I'll be darned if I'm going to go out in this world and meet some trash men and then raise two. So I think the world prepared me to be able to give them foundational principles. But when I take them to the foundation, the word of God is laid out right there, plain and simple, who and what a man is and how God identified you as a man. And again, it's not reactive or rooted in what somebody else does. It's rooted in your foundation.
Yeah,
so
who you are.
Two good strong mains come up out of this house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
And I would like
to add to what you said. my father showed me how to be a man. My mother taught me how to be a gentleman. So there is a space for women raising young men. And Tosh will tell, I told her as our sons got to a certain age, you are going to have to start giving them parts of you as a woman and not as a mom. Because I can speak to them about my experiences with women, but you're a woman. So women do have a role in raising young men. But my dad absolutely showed me how to be a man because he worked 2 jobs until I was 16, and he got up at 4:30 every morning and walked out the door and came back. And that's just what men do.
Yeah, it certainly took me a while to, because in their eyes, I raised 2 sons, and so in their eyes, I wanted me to be the most sparkling clean thing that they've ever seen. But it did, like, once I started breaking down those walls and kind of sharing myself with them, in a way that was appropriate, of course. I love how my boys moved into young adulthood and now moving into men. It is, I was telling Symphony earlier, it's a beautiful thing to watch. Like, their father did an continues to do an incredible job with them because, like AJ said, they are absolutely at 26 and 23 almost. They are absolutely still watching.
Yeah. And me growing up with all those males in my life, they allowed me the space to be both. I was definitely a tomboy because I had to fight them. I had to fight. I had to fight my uncles. I had to fight. But I know the type of person they were trying to mold me into. And the same thing with my dad. But what I loved is there was so much balance as tomboyish as I was, because I would fight with the best of them. And as independent as they made me to be, so that if there was no male around, you could handle this yourself. You can do this yourself. My dad, the first time he realized that he maybe wasn't doing as good a job as he thought he was, he bought me my first car, Audi 5000G.
Let's go.
And I got to the gas station, and I told my dad that I think the car was running hot. He said, "Well, Talia, put some water in it." So this was, you can tell this was a while back because I was on the payphone. When I got to the gas station, I went to the payphone and called my dad and told him, and he said, "Well, put some water in it." So I put some water in it, and then I came back to the phone. I say, "Dad, it's some black stuff coming out of where I'm putting the water in."
Oh Lord.
God damn.
I don't think that was the right place.
Oh, you put
You didn't put water in the oil.
With the oil. Mixed it with the
In
oil.
the
Oh,
oil.
my goodness.
I bet you learned that's why oil and water don't mix.
Right, Chuck. Right, Chuck. I learned that day. I
My
learned that day that it didn't. So that was, so that being said, is femininity something that's innate, or is it something as a woman we should lean into? We choose to lean into.
So
Yielded.
I think it was what she said earlier. Go ahead, Yielded.
Is it something we choose to lean into? Is that the
Yeah.
question?
Yeah. Is it innate, or is it something we choose to lean into?
Again, I can only speak from my feminine perspective.
Uh-huh.
It was established at the beginning.
Day
And
one.
there's no other option. There's no, you can't differentiate from it. Again, spank me on the butt, it's a girl. And that's who I am. And if we're gonna go even further back, because my foundation, my principles are biblical based. He created a man in his image.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who he is, and I am who I am. So ain't no leaning into it. Ain't no soft era. This is it.
Okay.
This is his existence in being. It's all. That's it.
So
The
upsetting.
Right.
I want to talk on something that Symphony mentioned. I raised 3 girls,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a challenge because I had to get them to understand that you're gonna, at some point in time, you're gonna have to do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't rely on that that man to come along and do it for you.
Right.
But they know their roles. They know the expectations of a man based off of what I have shown them. My daughters
Right.
can change tires, spare tires. They can do all that.
Right.
They've done it.
Right.
So it's just being able to do for yourself what is something that a man does or a woman does, but know your role.
Yeah. And I struggled with it, if I'm honest. If I'm perfectly honest, I struggled with going back into it, being married for 30 years and then divorced, and then single, and living alone and doing everything myself. I struggle sometimes in the presence of a man to allow him to man, you
Yeah.
know. I'll do it. I got it, and I'm being told, no, I got this. No, you go sit over there and be cute, and I got it.
Yo,
So
He
yo,
ain't sitting
I
over there
love
being
it, but
cute.
I
yo,
sometimes
That's a
need
bad
that
word,
reminder.
Stephanie. He ain't sitting over there being cute now.
I don't know who it was that said earlier. It's not like a light switch. Sometimes it's kind of conditional, because I can change. I know not to put the water in the oil. I know. I know how to change a tire. I know how to do all of these things. But as soon as and I'm capable of doing it when I'm by myself. But
Yeah.
as soon
Yes.
as a man come in, I'm telling you, I'm a damsel in distress. Oh,
Oh
the
my
oil,
God.
that's a windshield wiper fluid. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's
Really,
automatic.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
I want to do a dumb blowing. You hear me? Oh,
I would
that's
tell
what the
y'all,
ignition is.
I am a habitual damsel in distress every time. Like if a tire
Yes.
blow out on the side of the road, I gotta pick up the phone. Yo, what? Charles will tell you, I left a Suburban on the side of the road. I told him if this Suburban give me any more trouble, I'm going to out. He was somewhere, Hawaii or deployed somewhere. And I'm like, if this Suburban give me one, we had just put like $1,200 into it. If it $2,100 into it, I said, if it gives me one more bit of trouble, I'm gonna leave it on the side of the road, and I'm gonna have to figure something else out.
Right.
Left
She
the bitch
figured
on
it
the
out.
side of the road. No, I
That's
left it on.
exactly what
Uncle
she
Jimmy
did.
came and got me. I left it on the
He
side of the
did.
road because I'm not equipped. I'm not built. So a man come in with genuine intentions, y'all.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Ain't gonna be no struggle.
That's
Ain't,
understandable.
Yeah.
ain't gonna be no
So
struggle.
yielded. I believe that being mechanically inclined and educated on how to do something doesn't make you masculine.
Oh, oh
Okay.
yeah, I
You
agree. I agree.
you knowing that you don't have to when a man is present makes you feminine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yo, I'm gonna have
hmm
on gloves.
I
I'm gonna
love
have
that,
on
and I know how to call AAA too.
hmm
period.
Now
I
that's what
know
I
them.
learned.
I know them. They're on freeze out. I
I'm
if
Yeah.
I
talking about it.
had to, I'm just thinking, if I had to be out on the side of the road on my knees changing oil, like I'm gonna have gloves on, have some mask over my. It's going to be a production for me to change a tire, and so to avoid production, let me just call somebody.
Yeah,
Y'all,
I'm
if
gonna
I'm
just
being
call
honest,
somebody.
I don't want to know. I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't know if that makes me. I don't know what that makes me, but I am not interested. I can put
Yeah.
air in the tire now. I just learned how to do that. I'm back here in September, and that's
So
what for y'all.
I have a quick question.
What's up, okay?
Use your words, AJ.
So so to the three ladies on the call, because y'all are more qualified to have the femininity discussion than we are as guys, and vice
Yeah.
versa for the masculinity piece, right? So, what do y'all see? I won't. Y'all can call it a problem if you want, or an opportunity to improve, or to just be aware and to tweak it and make some corrections. What do y'all see in women in our culture? Because we can't say it for women all over the world, but for the American culture, women, what do y'all see that's getting in the way of their femininity and their coexistence in peace and joy and happiness and stability with men?
So I want to say it starts at that foundation piece. I think Gil did mention it earlier. If a young girl is growing up with the disappointment of her father, he shows her how to be in relationship. with men. And if a disappointment starts that young and it is never cured or it's never looked into or it is never healed by that man or another man father figure, like she come into adulthood already jaded. It
Mhm.
doesn't happen for every woman, but I'm gonna keep my answers short and sweet. It's the disappointment at the foundation if she grew up without a father that
Cynthia?
shows her how to be in relationship today.
And
Go
I'll
ahead,
add,
Shay. Go ahead.
go ahead, Yielded.
No, I'm telling you to go ahead.
Oh, I'll add to that, society
Mm.
and social media
Mm,
and these social media therapists that get online and tell and pit us against one another. You know, pit women against men and pit men against women, and thrive in areas where there's conflict, you know. So I think that that could be a factor as well.
Definitely. I'm gonna jump in with Symphony on that. I think again it's these external factors that we've allowed to govern who we are. And Rhythm, I grew up without a daddy, but I loves me a good strong man. And and I'm okay with being a good strong woman alongside my good strong man. So that again, identifying who you are early on allows you to develop in whatever situation
yeah,
you're put in, not being influenced by social media, by societal norms, what society says, these categories, these groups, this soft, what y'all call it, soft girl era. I
girl.
was gonna be silly because that's the comedian in me and say, when you say soft girl era, I'm thinking soft serve at Dairy Queen. That's what comes to my mind because I don't know anything other than who I am. But can I handle my business? Yes. But am I
Yeah,
able to be what I need to be when I need to be it, which is a whole woman? Yes, in
Yeah, yeah,
every day. And so when your identity becomes conditional, then the relationship becomes contractual. And now
yeah,
we
yeah,
got we got these situations and circumstance that governs
yeah,
how this relationship is gonna run. And that's why
yeah.
these households end up away from divine structure or away from divine purpose. That's why we get
Mhm.
divorces by the droves. That's why men and women and women, because people have lost the foundation or never developed
mhm,
one and never
Mhm.
identified who they were from the
Yeah,
beginning. Like you say, they walk into adulthood already messed up because they
yeah,
never established who they were without a father. I'm
So
absolutely.
cool.
we heard
Society.
about the fathers. What about the moms?
What
Because
about the what?
y'all spoke about the influence, the positive or negative influence of the fathers on the girls, and how that tracks through their lives into their adulthood. What about the moms? Go ahead.
Oh,
Society.
go ahead,
Talk about
Train.
go
that.
ahead, Train.
Society has killed our households. When
Yeah.
I see on the streets when
Yeah.
a woman is mother is walking with her son and her son got a bonnet on, oh, that kills me.
Well,
That
it kills
Hang
kills me.
on
me.
a second.
It
Huh?
kills me
You
when
know where I'm
women
going.
walk out the house
Because
with a
I,
bonnet with a
Anybody,
bonnet on.
hey,
anybody.
a few
Yeah,
weeks
Women,
yeah,
ago.
anybody, but
Oh my
especially
God.
a young man.
Yeah,
yeah.
anybody, definitely. Chuck,
Yeah.
I want to give you space right now because I know this is a conversation too that you've been looking forward to having. Three, because we have a 31-year-old daughter that's navigating this space of whether or not she's going to be a feminine woman or if she got to be a thug. I want to give you space professionally, though, to talk those relationships with mothers, fathers, how, excuse me, how that affects their relationships with sons, daughters. I want to give you that. Be easy on us. We're going to come back and chime back in after your monologue. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Today, we have gotten away from men leading because women want to tell men how to be men. And what ends up happening is you have masculine women and feminine males. We have a 31-year-old daughter, and I had to tell her, sweetie, you can't find a husband talking to men the way you talk to them. And today, women have gotten so accustomed to talking to men in any kind of manner and the men just accepting it that when you come in contact with a man who won't accept it, you think he's being confrontational, you think he's being toxic, you think he's being negative. No, he's just telling you that I'm a man and you can't speak to me like that. Symphony, your brother said one of the greatest things I ever heard in my life as a professional or just as a regular person. Ma'am, if a man can't say that to me, you shouldn't say that to me.
Marco. Hmm.
So for me as a dad, I know my sons are still watching. And Tasha and I will always be in a relationship because we're raising 3.5 children. So how my sons see me treat their mother is going to dictate how they treat their women. And while we are not in a relationship romantically, we are still in a relationship and we can be cordial and we can be in the same space. And it doesn't have to be acrimonious, and it's not strange to see two people who are no longer together be in a civil relationship, because that's what we need to see. Our children need to learn how to resolve conflict. We have no conflict resolution skills. We operate in passive aggressive energies, our sons and our daughters, because they're emotionally driven. It's okay to disagree. It's how you disagree that creates the issue.
Hmm.
A conflict isn't a negative thing. If you don't like cheese and I like cheese, we are at conflict. But the resolution is some days we'll have cheese and some days we won't.
Yeah, agreed.
Right.
Oh man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yielded right now, AJ says to you, I'll step into my masculinity when I find a feminine woman. What is your immediate response to AJ?
Deuces.
Deuces. Peace.
That's not an invite.
Talk about
First of
it.
all, that
That's
will never happen out of this man's mouth. Never.
that's not a situation that I desire to put myself in,
Yeah.
because the one thing that I'm not going to do is put myself in a situation where I have to continuously validate who you are. I have to affirm who you are. I have to, because if you're not already, then the likeliness of you becoming is not going to happen in our tenure. And so again, that foundation needs to be established. If we starting off the bat that way, look, Bray, it was nice meeting you. Thank you so much for whatever this interaction has been. Thank you for
Right.
the coffee, the
Dinner,
cheese, or whatever we just shared
whatever.
together. I'm out.
Because
Because
it's not masculine. What energy are you in?
yeah,
It's
and,
not
and
masculine.
we're not sharing lipstick. We're
What
not
are we
doing that.
doing?
My
And that's
color is
the
not
thing.
for you.
So Symphony, flip to that question to you. Why is it so easy for women to make that same statement?
Oh, you ask. Oh, that's.
I don't
Oh,
know
I don't.
them women. I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know them women.
You don't sing that part. You don't sing that
I
part, Chris.
will sing that part of the song, like, because I'm not waiting for a man to be who I am. Who am I? Who am I? Who have I been all this time if not a woman? I'm not
Mm,
waiting for a man to remind me that I'm a woman. Nah, that's not, and it's it should be it should be as unacceptable as it is
yeah.
to for a man to be saying, "Oh, I'll get into my masculine energy when I find a woman that allows me to be masculine." What is that?
And
Not acceptable.
that's what exactly what I'm saying. Like it's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's
Like we
unacceptable.
yielded say chuck him the deuces. And I think it should be the same thing with men to women. If she tell you that she ain't stepping into her feminine, into well, where are you right now? Like, because if you're not in your feminine, where exactly are you?
Not
And
long
he's
ago,
a
me and Pablo had a conversation about when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So you start acting like a woman or acting like a wife or showing those characteristics once the man gets once you meet him. So how he gonna identify you in a group of whoever if you're not already who you're supposed to be when he gets there, when he arrives? You were finna
yes.
say something, Pablo?
You gotta already be a wife, and a wife is
Hey,
feminine.
you preaching good now, sir.
Yep.
Somebody pass the
A wife
offering
is
plate.
feminine.
It
Yeah.
always
When I
has,
met my
has to be
wife,
there.
she was already feminine,
Uh-huh.
and we 16 years in.
Yeah.
Love,
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
love.
And you know, they people love to grab the scripture and say that, you know, when he that findeth a wife. It didn't say he found a boo thing, it didn't say he found a side piece, it
A
didn't say
situation.
he found a soulmate. It ain't said none of that. It says he that findeth a wife, and the divine structure says that he created her as a help meet, which is a complementary partner, someone who activates in their role all
Yeah.
the time and not just under certain circumstances.
Right.
I,
Right.
I
So
love
I got a
this.
question.
Oh,
I
God.
got a question.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Because
Chuck.
with that being said, that's the other issue with our relationship in our community today, because women don't understand provision comes under when you have that same last name. Because we dating don't mean I'm gonna pay your rent. It
Right.
doesn't mean I'm gonna pay your car note. It doesn't mean I'm gonna get your hair and nails done. So when you find a wife and you get that woman your last name, that's who get all of those things. And so many women today believe that men have to lead with those things
And
Mm.
a
in
lot
order
of
to even
women
have a
today,
conversation.
I agree with that, Chuck, because
And I think
I found a wife. She makes more money than me, and I'm fine with that.
I know that's right.
But
I know that's
we-
right.
but she's a wife. We're teammates, and that's what it's about.
and a lot of women, during the dating cycle, for some reason, today's women, a lot of the women now think, well, I'm not showing wifely,
I've heard that.
you know,
Potential.
I'm not showing my wifely potential until you put a ring on
Uh,
it, you know. So you, but
How you gonna get a
again,
ring, ma'am? How you gonna get a ring?
exactly,
you got to show me.
yeah, you got to show me
But they
you're a
want
wife
him to
already.
be a husband.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
you
want
want
him
me
to
to
be
be
a
a
husband.
husband.
They
you
want
got to be
him
a husband
to
all the time.
just send $50 to lunch, and they want him to pay her rent and her car note and
Yep.
to send her and her girlfriends on trips. They want all of that as a date, as you just
As a first date, Chuck.
The
Some
first
women want it as a first date.
I'm gonna come in right in here, right there with that, Chuck, because I think because society has become comfortable and they've normalized hoeing. And they feeling like, and I'm just gonna put it like that, because they are expecting the nails and the hair and all of this because they lead with tail. They won't they didn't gave you something, so now they looking for a fair exchange, no robbery. I didn't gave you a good night and a good roll in the hay, if I can say that, and now I need you to get my nails done. So it's because they have led out with an expectation of I gave you a good time, now you gotta pay for it. And again, that's because the mind of society is twisted, and we've
Right.
adjusted to that and normalized prostitution. That's what
Yeah,
that is.
they've
If it ain't dead,
they've changed the game. Back in the day, it was courting. A
Yeah.
man used to court a woman, and
That's
that
right.
respectfully, you know, he showed what type of man he was going to be.
That's
Because
right.
he saw the
That's
woman in
right.
her. But society has changed all that to where it's just a take. Whatever I can get.
Exactly. They don't even want to cook a man a meal
last week
until they get married. So if that's the case, you can't even show me you know how to cook.
Pablo,
Right.
my new friend. Pablo, my new friend.
You can't even show me you know how to cook a meal.
Right on.
I'll tell you why him and Pablo are instant friends right now. We had a conversation in the lounge probably a week before last, and we were having a conversation based off a video that Train sent to me. And he like, but Tasha, they don't even cook. They
Nope.
don't even like the basics. They don't even do that.
Yeah.
What I'll say is Charles told me probably 10 years ago, we were still in relationship, still married then, but he said to me that the going rate for women, like that whole $40 rule, and I was flabbergasted, you guys. I'm saying, ain't no way it is a woman in America on these good United States that's doing anything for $40. Y'all know it turns out them bitches was doing it $40.
They was doing it
I
for
was I was traumatized. I
They
was
were doing it.
traumatized. But I'm happy to report today. I'm happy to report today that with inflation, I've been notified that the price is going
What's the new rate? I need to know. Just for some of my friends out here.
60.
Come on, man.
60.
Oh,
So
it's
let me say,
$60.
What is it?
$60.
when is
With
that?
inflation, it is $60.
So
As of
Converse,
when?
Huh?
Converse and what
Y'all
King
get on.
Pablo said earlier, because you talked about the whole transactional money thing, right? And they'll be or display or have wifely behavior and characteristics when they get the ring or whatever the case is, right? So I finally got to use this a few months back in Dallas after this cohort event. And so there was one of the girls in the cohort who we went to, everybody went to dinner after this business event, who wanted me to pick up her tab, right?
Mm.
You say, oh, and she actually slid it across the table.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, finally. I said, ma'am, I am financially celibate, and I'm saving that for my wife.
That is hilarious.
You should have saw the look on her face. It was priceless. I was like, yes, I am financially celibate. She said, what? I said, yeah, I'm financially celibate. I'm saving that for my wife.
But
and
a
I
lot
get
of
that.
women
I get
now,
that.
a lot of women now are being taken out by men, bringing their friends with them and expecting the man to pay for all of
Hey,
it.
yeah.
That's the new
Jesus
thing now.
Christ.
Right.
got
Yeah,
here
go ahead,
years
Yielded.
ago.
I see it all over your face.
Now,
Yeah.
I was just
Yielded. I
curious.
see it all over your face.
I just curious how that happens. Yeah, I mean, why is that even a
not a
thought
wife.
process?
Why is that even a
It
thing?
is. Yielded,
Yeah.
it is because I had
Yo.
this is about a year and a half ago, a young lady from Pittsburgh asked me, hey, if I was out with my girls and you showed up and we having a good time buying drinks, food, whatever the case, would you pick up the tab for everybody? I say, nope. I'll say, I'll pick up the tab for you and maybe your bestie, but I ain't picking up the tab for everybody up in here. I'm like, what kind of grown person goes to a restaurant or a bar and orders drinks and food without the intent to pay? That's not even being an adult.
Users.
Women. That's the women.
Users.
And she said,
Don't do
that's
that.
expected. I said, that may be expected up in Pittsburgh, but that ain't expected in Texas. I don't know what y'all doing up there in PA.
Not a wife.
Not a
But
wife.
it goes back further than that.
See that look on your
Tasha
face
and I,
right now.
if I see her out at a bar, I've met
I'm
her
trying to
out
figure
at
out
a
who
bar.
y'all dating.
And that's what's out here. I'm comfortable. I can sit across the bar and I can send her a drink, and if I know who she with, I can send them a drink. But it's no expectations of me buying them a drink. Like these expectations is crazy, and these are women who don't want anything from these men other than for them to spend some money, which is why they're bringing their friends. Because why else would you bring your friend?
Right.
I have a
Unless
hard fast
y'all
rule.
Showing her intentions right then. When she show up with the group, she's showing her intentions.
I have a hard time with women free before 8 o'clock.
What is it?
Why
What
women free before
You
8?
know what?
That's wild.
But we're talking
You got it free for you too, Trey.
That's funny. That's funny. So I have a hard fast rule. I only spend money on my woman. Flat out, period. Nobody else. If you ain't my girl, no. Or my sister, or my daughter, or my mama. If you ain't my lady, no. That's my rule. Hard fast.
Hey, AJ, I'm gonna mute your mic because I'm getting nervous every time you say something. I mean, and it's stirring up something in me. Y'all like to use these words. I think they would say it's triggering me. I think that's what they would say.
It's triggering her.
This is triggering me.
Why are you triggered? I don't understand.
You ain't spending no money on nobody unless it's your woman.
On my baby.
But how we going on a date? You want it's Dutch?
First of all, I done observed you for a minute. I've observed you for a long time.
Oh, okay. Before you ask me out,
it's straight recon up in here. I'm gonna watch you for a long time. I'm gonna see
Then
who
I'm
you
gonna
rock
call you a
with.
stalker.
I'm gonna listen how you talk. I'm gonna listen to what you talk about. I'm gonna listen who I watch who you hang out with. I found out what you into, what you're not into. And if you know you ain't got a relationship with the Lord, you automatically DQ'd off the bat for me. And if I'm hearing different type of things coming out of your mouth that don't align with me, DQ. And so I gotta watch you for a minute. I have to watch you.
Look
And
at what they
then
post
I
on
watch you.
social media too.
Some people consider
What's
that
that, Pablo?
stalking.
What'd you say,
Okay,
Pablo?
look at what they post on social media.
Boom.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not on social media at all. I haven't been on social media in like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know what's popping out there. All I know is like I'm tunnel vision. I see this. This is what I'm interested in. I'm doing 100% focus on that. And when that check. Okay, now we go out. Then I'll spend money.
But if you just pass me at the grocery,
okay,
and you want to
It's
see
gonna
me
be an
again,
save me something.
you ain't had no observation period. So how we gonna see each other again? And you decide that you're gonna buy me a macchiato or something? I mean, you gotta.
We can talk on the phone.
All right, Pablo. I want you. You had mentioned
okay, hold on a second. No, time out. Hang on a second, because your expectation is as soon as we meet, I gotta take you out.
And no, I didn't expect that, bro. I said we was gonna see each other again. I said, but how do you get that observation period?
You put the dollar signs on it.
I didn't. I said, how are you going to see them to get this observation period if we just passed in the grocery store? And you don't have that time to observe them, to meet them, to take them out again, or to see them again.
If I see you in the grocery store and I'm interested in you, it's 100% I'm interested in you because of your appearance.
Gotcha. I'm curious.
We're visual.
Yeah, but how we gonna get to that? You gonna take me out, or
that's up to me to say, hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. Maybe, and I won't speak the first time. Just like I don't talk to girls in the gym. I don't talk to girls in the workplace. I'm because that keeps me safe, right?
I'm gonna help AJ out.
Go ahead, A-Train.
Please do, because he's making me nervous.
Go ahead, A-Train.
Y'all in the grocery store. Why he got to take you out? Buy them groceries and cook a meal.
No.
Jesus.
Train, I think you're losing the question.
Why he got to take you out?
The question is, if we pass, there is no observation period to determine if you're going to spend money, meet again, see one another again. There's no observation period that you spoke of. So how do you get to see this person again, which would potentially be, hey, let's meet for coffee.
Checkbox number one is I like what I see. I like what I see.
We established that, bro. The question is, you said I'm not spending money on anybody that is not my woman. If we see each other and interact again, there's a potential, even if we go for coffee, a potential of spending money, $5, $7, $8. How do you get
I will do that? I'm not
that?
cheap. I'm not cheap. And that's why, I'm not cheap. And I spoil everybody in my life. My son tried to give me a speech at lunch today. He said, Dad, you spend a lot of money. I said, son, I work hard. I work hard.
I know that's right.
I'm about to be 57. And so I'm going to treat myself. And so for my lady, again, that's why I don't burn money on just because I want to be focused on one woman and one woman only. I don't want to give 10% of myself to her, 20% of myself to her, 35% of myself. Spread out. I want to give 100% to this woman. And so when I find that woman, go ahead, brother.
I think the question Yilden is asking is there a level of spontaneity when you run across a woman that you may find attractive in a grocery store?
I do.
So don't say you don't spend money on somebody that's not the woman.
Okay, so here's the deal. So I look at that, Chuck, as this. Am I willing to drop $300, $400, $500? Right? And get that over in a short period of time, just like in business, right? You hire slow, you fire fast, right? Am I willing to drop? Because I look at it like this. If I say over a period of a month, I drop $500, right, with me and a lady, and it just turned out bad. In my mind, I'm money ahead because that could have been a whole lot of money over the next 5 years. but I got it done in 500. So my return on investment is
I
higher.
got it.
So I think AJ is saying that he meets you in the grocery store. He may spend money for like a date, but he's not going to spend money unless there's a good return on his investment.
You don't
Okay,
get the spa. You don't get this. You don't get the spa package.
Yeah.
You don't get the trip
I got you now,
over
because
here.
you was making me nervous. I felt like you was gonna invite me to drink coffee, and I got to buy my own coffee, and that's yeah, I'm with you. But I gotta ask this
You
question
don't have to
because
buy your own coffee, yo. You don't have to
Yeah,
buy your own
but-
coffee.
If I show up and buy my own if at the end of this conversation I'm gonna pay for my own stuff, you're probably not gonna see me no more. Because I don't even want your money. I don't want you to buy it for me. I don't want you to feel like you out of anything.
What about going Dutch? What about going Dutch? Y'all down with that?
And you're not gonna ask me out. And the expectation is when I get there, I'm gonna pay for it.
Right, because I asked you out. I asked you out. So it's on me.
Yeah, if you ask me out, it's on you.
Right
but I have been at a place where somebody has asked me out and it was on them, but when we start to converse, I already realized that this man can't converse himself out of a wet paper bag. So I'm not gonna waste no more.
Let me pay for my hair.
And check, please.
Let me pay for my hair.
I get my check and I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Yeah.
That way you don't feel like, she just wanted dinner out of me or blah, 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 blah. So men are expected to be providers, protectors, leaders, all these things. But they're often, at times, they shouldn't exercise authority or influence in the relationship. So what do y'all think about that? What do you think about? I have all these expectations of this man, but we talked about earlier, we want rhythm, but we don't want her blues. So you want what this man has to offer you, but you don't want his influence in the relationship, and you don't want him exercising authority. We talked about Jill Scott saying, if you could tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do.
So I'll tell you, it's a few things inside of it, right? There are certain words for women that will trigger the fuck out of them. One of those words is submission and the other is structure, right? There is no good anything that's built without those two things, especially in a relationship between a man and a woman. Like that ebb and flow has to ebb and flow. And there are certain things that, this is for me specifically, I don't want to think about that shit.
Yeah.
I can go somewhere with Charles today, y'all. His thing is he gotta face the door. If he facing the door, I'm enjoying myself. Whatever it is I came here to do, I'm enjoying myself because I know that he is not gonna have anything happen to me while I'm under his provision.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with that. Right? So if you said to me, hey babe, I know you've been doing it this way for this long, but here, let me show you another way. I'm always interested in learning. That's the other thing about me. I'm always hungry and I'm always interested to learn something that I may not know, because I also realize that I don't know everything and I've never been a man. So as long as that structure is not harming me, so long as that structure doesn't come with putting me down, making me feel like less than, it's probably a program that I could get on.
Subscribe to. Absolutely.
It really is. It really
100%.
is. But like I said, those two words, structure and submission, will send ladies into a tailspin because of the understanding that they have come to know what those two words mean.
Serving your man. Serving your man.
That's what it sounds like to them.
When a couple goes out at a social event, house party, whatever, and the wife will come and say, "What do you want to eat?" and she'll go fix the plate.
Yes.
The girl, not ready to be a white woman, will say, "The food is ready."
Go fix the plate.
Right.
Go fix the plate.
Right, Train.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get in line.
Right.
I'm almost willing to bet today that I wouldn't have to fix a plate if we were in each other's company at an event
Yeah.
like that. Like it's just
Yeah.
some things. Like she knows she don't have to worry about not being able to have a good time. I don't have to worry about navigating food.
Yep.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Y'all.
So you think,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Symphony.
no, I was saying, so there has to be that balance. If I'm gonna protect you and I'm provide for you, because I've seen women get men in some pretty sticky situations where almost life threatening, where this man's life is on the line because you done popped off, you
At the
know,
mouth.
at the mouth, you know, where
No
he
bueno.
can't tell you what to do, but he's supposed to protect and provide for you and lead you, but you won't follow or you won't listen. Or he can't influence you in no kind of way.
How
That's
you
crazy.
protect that? How do you protect that? How do you
Wow.
protect? How? Yield it. I'm coming to you because you have been dynamic. How does a man protect that sort of woman? Like the woman that would take him into a situation, get into it with anybody, another man, another woman. I feel like
So let that go.
protection is hard for men. They got to be very, very careful with who they protect.
Yes, definitely. And I think I'm gonna piggyback off of AJ here because I love that statement he made. Who is it that he's protecting? He shouldn't per se be found in a place that he's got to protect just any old Jim, Janie, Susie, whoever. So that protection has to be discretionary based on this situation. Of course, if a man is with a woman, out with a woman, and something pops off, of course, automatically he should, want to be that barrier, that buffer. But if you're in a consistent situation where this person or this woman is causing this kind of confrontation, that's not who. That's probably that's another chunk to do situation because you're putting yourself in harm's way. And again, like AJ's counting his money. I'm missing AJ. AJ's protecting his investment. You got to protect your peace. You got to protect your space. So if you're in a situation where little Miss Loose Lips is always causing problems, you need to evaluate that and check that at the door.
Yeah.
That's not a situation you need to have yourself in.
Yeah, especially if she's always questioning your leadership.
That part, because
she got to go back to her soft side.
Queen. She ain't using a soft serve. And Rhythm, I wanted to kind of touch there. You said that submission is a woo. That's a trigger word. It makes it. But the thing that if we again go back to our foundations, the responsibility is simultaneously because the word says submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. So what causes that submission? Is it because he's throwing around his authority, as Symphony said, or I'm lording over you? Or is it because you are both submitted to a higher power? And that's where that submission becomes easy because he's submitted himself to God and you yield yourself to him. Pun intended, yield.
Perfect. It's a perfect effect. It's a perfect effect. Y'all, dynamic conversation. I want y'all to stick around for Asher Pass with us, and I'm gonna get y'all out of here. Before Asher Pass, we'd be lying if we said we didn't notice it. Ashes and influence has been so deep in the smoke these past few weeks, and somehow managed to glide right past properly acknowledging Women's History Month in a space that was literally created to amplify women's voices. And that's on us. So I'm gonna correct it. Women, and especially Black women, have always been the architects of culture, community, resilience, and progress. From boardrooms to classrooms, from homes to movements, from quiet sacrifices to loud revolutions, women continue to hold positions that shape families, industries, and entire societies. Black women in particular have mastered the art of carrying vision and responsibility and grace all at the same time, often without that recognition that should naturally follow. So today, we pause to acknowledge the women who lead, who build, who nurture, challenge, create, and refuse to shrink. Your contributions matter, your presence matters, your influence matters. Happy Women's History Month. All but with the special salute to women who continue to move the culture forward in ways that, excuse me, I'm so sorry, in ways that the history books are still catching up to. We see you, we celebrate you, and we are grateful that you exist in every room you enter. All right,
Hey,
Ask Your Pass, y'all. Ask Your Pass is a spitfire round. We are going to ask y'all some questions. Ask it means you agree with it. It's something that you can get jiggy with. Pass it, absolutely not. Not doing it. So if y'all are ready, we'll get into that
Can
real
you
quick.
repeat that again? There was a little noise there. I didn't hear it. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Ask Your Pass is a segment that we do where we just give off some statements and you get to ash or pass the statement. When you ash it, it means you agree with it. If you're passing it, it means it's something that you are not interested in, don't want to do. Thank you, but no thank you.
Gotcha.
You good? All right. Ash or pass. Femininity should be earned by masculinity, masculine leadership.
Pass.
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 pass,
Men are expected to perform masculinity even when women reject traditional femininity.
ass,
Ash.
That's
ass.
What
definitely an
ass?
ash. Listen, yo, we got the most high expectations. I love that for us. Most people are asking for masculine partners, aren't prepared for what masculinity actually requires. Ask your parents.
Ass.
Ash.
Oh, y'all loud with it.
I'm with
Y'all
it.
loud with it. Modern dating conversations are more ideological than practical. I'm gonna ask that.
Ash for
Mhm.
sure.
I'm
Ass.
Ash. Ash.
Ass.
Ash.
Yeah, they in their heads. A lot of people are asking for traditional benefits without traditional responsibilities. Ask your pass.
Ash.
Tell
Ass.
us,
Ass.
tell us.
Ash.
Let me hear you together as a choir.
And you know the
Ass.
truth.
Ash.
You held that A too long, train. Put that together.
Right, right. See,
Ash or
sickness.
pass. The internet has made relationships more competitive than cooperative.
Ugh.
Ash.
Ass.
Ass.
Ash.
Ash.
Yeah.
A lot of people want masculine men, but they don't want male authority. Ash.
Mm.
Ash.
Ash
Ass.
that.
You can't
Ash
have one
that.
without the other one. Masculinity today is often judged by a man's income more than his character.
That's
Chuck
Ash.
Ash. It's
ass.
the
Ass.
same. It's
With my main man Chuck on that one.
Ah, some men are opting out of dating because the expectations feel so one-sided.
Ass.
I'm gonna
Ash.
say Ash.
Yeah,
Ash.
I agree, Ash.
Well,
Social
go
media
ahead,
has
Chuck.
made
What's on your mind?
Um, I think that could go either way because you have some men who are considered simps who thrive in those areas and want to feel needed like that. So it could go both ways.
Okay.
Mhm,
Thank
mhm.
you.
Okay. Social media has made people more concerned with relationship optics than relationship health.
Ash.
Ash.
Ass.
Ass.
Mhm.
Ash.
We just want to
Goals.
look good
Couple goals.
because that's what social media is about, really.
Mm.
Child.
Like what it looked like, not real life. Some women say they want masculine men, but are uncomfortable with men who are actually decisive.
Oh,
Ash.
Ash.
Ass.
Ass.
For
Mm.
sure, Ash.
Healthy relationships require both people to bring stability, not just one.
Ash.
Ass.
Ash.
Mm. All right.
Crazy.
Can I
So
say something real fast?
go ahead. Go ahead,
Sure.
Chuck.
As a practicing licensed master social worker, March is also Social Workers Month. So for all those who practice the art of social work, happy Social Workers Month.
Oh, happy
Rock.
National Social Work Month, you
Rock
guys.
on. Nice.
Yes.
God bless y'all.
All
Oh yeah.
right.
My mother
So
was a
I
social worker.
said it again.
Mom was a social worker.
Oh, yep. Yep. For
She was a
35
patient
years.
woman.
35 years in social work.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Right. Tonight's conversation isn't really about, well, we've come to that part in the show that I'm getting ahead of myself, that we like to call the final draw. And today's conversation isn't really about masculinity or femininity. It's about consistency. Because when identity becomes conditional, relationships start to feel like negotiations. I'll be this when you become that. But
Mm.
the truth is the healthiest connections usually happen when two people walk into a room already grounded in who they are, not waiting to be activated by each other, not waiting for permission to show up fully. Just two people who already understand their energy and decide whether it fits or not. Because masculinity shouldn't have to be performed on command, and femininity shouldn't need to be triggered to exist. Maybe the real question isn't who activates what. Maybe the real question is, who are you before the relationship starts? This has been Ashes and Influence. And until next time, keep your circle solid, your perspective sharp. And if you're lighting up with us, keep the ashes steady and intentional.
Yielded, before you go, I want all of your information. Tell the people if they resonated with anything you said today, where can they find you on social? Tell us just what you do, where they can find you.
Awesome, fantastic. You can find me out, first of all, in all of these comedy streets. I'm out slinging comedy all over the place, sharing an innovative platform of laughter because it is medicine. So you can follow me on all my social media platforms at IB Yielded. It's IBEYIELDED. You can catch me every Tuesday night on the Fire Show, where we're putting a little heat to the word on the street, and we're sharing in a platform such as this, where we base everything off of life and root it back to kingdom principles. So again, Yielded, YIELDED.
I love it. I love it. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
so much for joining us. Incredible conversation, y'all. Incredible conversation. Until next time, we'll see y'all. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.